I bought this car totaled and crashed from Cars4.bid. Now when I got it, it was pretty destroyed. But now, look at it. But I always tried to picture how the crash happened, and as it turns out, I have video footage of it. So in this video, you guys are going to check out the video footage of the crash for the first time, and I'm also going to add a whole bunch of upgrades to the car. We're going to add some interior upgrades, some exterior upgrades, and most importantly, I'm going to add like 100 horsepower to the car, if not even more. So in addition to everything else going on in this video, I'm also going to go over some things that you guys pointed out in the video about the stolen M4, clear up some facts, clear up some rumors, and hope and pray that the bank doesn't actually come for this car. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is the best car I have ever owned.
This car is freaking big.
This car is already kind of ridiculously fast for how little mods are done to it, but let's be honest, it needs more power.
Believe it or not, these components right here on my table are going to allow me to add hundreds of horsepower to this car. Of course, that's once it's dyno tuned.
I know. It sounds crazy, it sounds insane, it sounds way too simple and easy, but it's totally true.
This little screen here is called Can Checked, and it can show me all sorts of data from the car, and it's going to go in the left vent. It looks really clean in OEM, and I grabbed all these parts from Keys Motorsport.
Well, I couldn't have planned that much worse, huh?
We'll get to the other part in just a bit.
It's a little better. A little bit more room.
A little bit of surgery is required to get the old vent out to put the new one in, but once it's in, it looks incredible and completely OEM. It also retains the ambient lighting. The next part is everyone's favorite, and that's wiring. I have to run the wire from the driver's side over to the passenger side, where I can connect it to basically a whole junction of wiring in the right side footwell.
Luckily for you guys and for me, I've had all these parts off before. There we go. What is pretty cool is since I'm doing both these mods at the same time, both sets of wires have to run to this exact same spot, which is obviously going to cut down on the amount of work. 53, 52. Got that out. Now I gotta pin the green wire in there. Okay, got that one. All right, let's make sure that it works. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so freaking sweet.
And obviously this thing is freaking sweet as well. I haven't really even gotten into all the functions this thing can do, but it looks awesome. It looks pretty much freaking OEM over there. This other contraption is the Boot Mod 3 Flex Fuel Kit. This is from Pro Tuning, and I got it from Keys Motorsport, and it's gonna allow me to run an ethanol blend in the car to make insane power. And what's really awesome, this is a plug and play kit.
This was already cut by the previous shop that the previous owner used previously. Previous. One more depinning I have to do. That's a lot of wires back there. And we had no leaks back here, so that's all good. We can button this thing up. Now with all that wiring done, and that was a lot of wiring, time to upload the tune, the E85 tune. So that wraps up the install completely. All I have to do is test it, and as you can see, well, I have no gas, and also it looks like the E85 sensor is working because it's showing it in the cluster that we're at like 10% ethanol, which would make sense based on just regular old 93 octane. I got the map switching as well, and then we're going through the different maps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now to test it, I've got to get some ethanol in it, and the optimal blend for these cars is about E40. But for starters, I'm just going to put straight E85 in it, because I don't know what actual content is in this gas. All right, so let's see what straight E85 from Sheetz is. And how you check this is really cool. You hold down the cruise control button, and it shows on your tach what your content is. So here it's showing 6,000 RPM. That means I have E60 in the car. I got to get that number down a little bit, so I've got to go add some 93. I got it almost perfect. We're just a hair over E40. The G80 is a pretty new car, and usually I would take a loan on something like that, especially like a $90-some thousand car, but I didn't have to get a loan because, well, it was crashed and destroyed with no good engine, and it cost $27,000. But that's definitely not all the case with my vehicle purchases, and probably you guys as well. So whether it's car loans or a house loan, credit card debt, medical debt, being buried in debt is just, it's awful. That's why a lot of folks are turning to PDS debt. Oh, also, I'm going to pick up a car tomorrow. That's a secret right now. But in the meantime, thought I'd give you an update on the E36 and some other things. Here she is. I haven't seen it or drove it in so long. It did fire right up. I need a new battery because it had to have a jump pack. And once the jump pack dies, the whole car dies. Definitely needs a cleaning, but it's running good. It was nice to have it out, move it around. I should let this car sit so long. Even if you had a bad credit score, PDS Debt is here to help. They can help you save more money and pay off your debt faster. And then you can start putting your hard-earned money where it belongs, like in more project cars. Oh, also update on the brakes. See how they're still clean after driving on them for weeks? Yeah, the new brake pads, crispy. That's of course front and rear. PDS Debt has customized options for anyone struggling with credit cards, personal loans, medical bills, or collections. PDS Debt understands your specific scenario and will help provide alternate solutions to becoming debt-free. You're 30 seconds away from being debt-free. Get your free assessment and find the best option for you right now at pdsdebt.com/Matt Ross. That's pdsdebt.com/Matt Ross. pdsdebt.com/Matt Ross. Dude, this thing on E40 is freaking wild. Damn.
I think it's stolen.
All right, let's take just couple brief moments here to discuss the alleged stolen BMW M4. You guys, your comments were all over the map. It was between this whole video was faked, you knew this car was stolen and you should be prosecuted as such, or probably my favorite, why didn't you strip the whole car down and sell everything before getting rid of it? Well, first of all, that would have been theft. I only took parts off the car that I paid for. Also, obviously I didn't think for sure the car was stolen. I did everything in my power to check that. I mean, I guess I could have called the cops sooner, but like checking in Carfax on the daily, FaceTiming the guy who sold it to me, running the VIN in Google. I mean, what else do you want me to do? It doesn't come up stolen, it doesn't come up stolen. Signed a bill of sale, Guy signed a bill of sale, the date was wrong, whatever. Kind of just is what it is. Sorry that I had to say this. None of that was faked at all. I actually had legitimate concerns it was stolen, still have legitimate concerns. However, just to clarify what happened with the whole towing situation, I didn't just have the car towed off to some random like salvage lot. It went to a good lot that's going to start what's called the abandoned vehicle process, especially when no one has ownership of a car. So they have to send like certified letters and do all sorts of that to the last known owners. And then they go from there. If they don't hear back, then it has to go through like an auction process. It's a whole thing. I didn't just like punt the car and get money for it or anything like that. I collected $0 for it. It's at the tow yard now and they're working through the abandoned vehicle process. I also the guy who sold it to me and told him where it was and gave him the phone number, and he actually responded and saying he's going to follow up with them. So there's that. Now, a couple of you guys were saying that the bank or BMW, whoever owns this, I think it might be co-owned, is going to come haul my G80 away because I put parts from the M4 in there. And while that has me worried just a tiny bit, I truly don't think that's going to happen. I think they'd have to go through a whole like legal process for that to be able to happen legally on their end. And I would certainly fight that. But I guess nothing's impossible. Also, this car was running and driving when I got it, and like all new cars have some type of GPS in it. If BMW truly wanted it back, they would have gotten it like 5 months ago. It sat here for 5 months. Hopefully that clarifies everything regarding the stolen M4, and let's all just move on, hopefully.
Next up, I'd like to try to make the stock shifter, well, just feel and function a little better.
Really nothing wrong with the stock shifter. I don't mind it, but it does have kind of a rubbery feel. Way more rubbery than any other BMW I've driven. So, I'm hoping we get rid of some of that with the new shifter from Turner. And I gotta get underneath there too. I will say this has way more room to access than the E92. You know what I just noticed, guys? I never took this shifter apart, but the actual lever, the clip, was never on it. I can pull the lever out right now. Oh, I'm glad I'm doing this. That could have let me stranded, actually. Okay, there's the stock shifter selector rod. Quite the difference there, I'd say. Next, got to pull that rear mount out that actually holds in the shifter's carrier, if you will, because I'm going to replace that with the upgraded one. I think that's where you get a lot of like the rubberiness from the shifter because it's kind of just loosey-goosey in there. There's a lot of play in that. God, how much rubber insulators do they use on these things? Here's another view of the carrier. See all that play in it? Should be getting rid of a good bit of that with this upgrade. Oh, that feels wonderful. Get that stock junk out of here. Oh yeah, she slid right in. Peep that thing out. Beautiful looking little piece that no one will ever see. Oh yeah, dude, this thing like doesn't move at all now. That's awesome. I think next I'll get the new DSSR in there. See, the main problem with these is you simply can't see, like if the holes are lined up on the DSSR or not. So having a camera like this is just absolutely crucial. Okay, all right, there's the hole. Oh, it's actually pretty close. We got to go back some. Easier said than done. It is a nice tight fit, which is what you want. I might be able to get that. I think, oh, I'm back too far now. Oh, you hear that? I just got it. Whew. Can I get the clip on there? I think I could actually, yeah, I can connect the top from in the cabin. It's right there. Pretty easy to access that. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, and that's still centered. Now, I probably already know the answer to that, but
What are we, guys? Team big fat long shifter or stock shifter? Because I can do either one. Wow, that feels really good. I kind of want to rock the long shifter for a bit.
White interiors get dirty really easily, if you didn't know, but after I got it fully installed, I took it for a rip and it feels really good. There's just one problem.
See, sometimes when you shift it, it recognizes the peace sign. I promise you I don't shift like this, but sometimes I'll just like tap my hand. And yeah, it thinks I'm doing that. Oh, what? Freaking gesture control. It's gruesome. So that's one downfall of the taller shifter for sure.
Luckily, the Turner shift kit comes with the really tall knob, but also the option to use your factory knob if you prefer.
That still feels really good. And since this is double adjustable, I can also leave it a little longer than stock. So it looks pretty factory, but at the same time, I can make it different lengths. So I'm going to leave it a little taller. Just not too tall that it turns off my music. Oh yeah. Oh, that feels so freaking nice.
In the last video, I refinished all the calipers, installed new brake pads, new fluid, and new lines. And I love the end result. There was just one thing missing on the front calipers, and those were the M logos. So I got a couple M logos. Those of you with a keen eye will also notice another logo missing, right here. Let me know what you guys think about the black. I honestly might swap these out for the chrome ones because apparently chrome means that it's a 6-speed manual, and we know that's the only way to go for a true enthusiast car. And also the emblem on the back is chrome.
I don't mind the stock armrest at all. It's rather comfortable. It looks good. But the problem is it's pretty worn out and it's ivory, so I can't just order a new one. So I thought, well, what are the upgrades? And as you guys probably know, BMW makes their own like M Performance upgrade. And that looks really cool, but it doesn't match anything. And that's a problem. Like the shift boot is just black leather, and I don't think there's any other black leather in the whole car. Got to fix that. And to do that, I got a completely custom shift boot.
You can't get this shift boot anywhere unless you get it custom made, and that's exactly what I did at redlinegoods.com.
It matches that armrest perfectly, but it doesn't come with the trim ring on the bottom. So I gotta basically undo all these staples and then staple this to this. I've got no idea if my staple gun is even powerful enough to freaking shoot a staple into plastic. Nope, that didn't work. Maybe this is more powerful. I'm not sure. Shoot. That definitely didn't work. I think I'm gonna have to resort to just glue and clamps, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. All right, glue's all dried up. Let's go snap this thing into place. Oh, that's nice. Sweet! Oh, that looks awesome. Big fan. Now I've got to figure out how to get rid of this thing. Oh boy, that was aggressive. And there we have it. Got some parts to transfer over to the new one, get it back in. Awesome.
So what do all these parts look like in conjunction? I mean, essentially this car is now completely finished and needs absolutely nothing, except maybe a single top mount turbo, but you guys will have to convince me of that. This is for sure the best rebuild I've ever done on any car, the most complete. There's no dash lights. There's nothing wrong with the car at all. It's in perfect condition inside and out, and I absolutely love it. But as you guys know, the car wasn't always this way, and let me show you the crash footage that I found.
I'm sure you guys want to see the crash footage, and let me show you. I just completely stumbled upon this, had no idea I would find it, but it's pretty neat. So I was just browsing through here one day, and I'm kind of just going through all these things, and I see drive recorder. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. You can save recordings, do all sorts of things, and then I see this, accident. And I'm like, by golly, the whole freaking crash is captured by the car itself. How freaking wild is that? And what's really cool is I could export it. I just put a thumb drive in the center console, then put it in my computer, and there it was. It's not the clearest thing ever, but it's still really cool to have. I never thought I'd see this. The previous owner said he was driving with traction control off. Again, this is rear-wheel drive manual car, and it was top-mounted single turbo, so it had way more power. You could see the rear end probably just kicked out on him, and it went into the center median. Whole bunch of sparks flying. And what's cool seeing this footage, you can see the car hit the wall and then kind of scraped, sparks went flying, and then it slowly came to a stop. Now, that's good for this car and for the chassis because it wasn't like it hit a wall and suddenly stopped. That's a much, much worse crash. The car would have been damaged way further than that. You can see it skidded a long time and just kept going, which meant it slowly came to a stop, which is probably why all the doors and everything aligned correctly on the car. The windshield didn't crack, the rear window didn't crack, like the chassis didn't twist other than the frame rail. That's because it was generally a gentle crash. Never thought I'd see it. So cool. That would have been really cool if there was like video footage from some other vehicle that would have witnessed it, but the chances of that are pretty slim. Kind of paints a more clear picture of what happened to the car. Something that could happen to any of us with a high-powered rear-wheel drive car. The rear end can really kick out at any time.